Good morning, everybody. Kemi Olunloyo. I'm live from Ibadan, Nigeria. Today is November 29th, 2018. I'm going to wait about 2 minutes to let people come into the broadcast. Welcome to the broadcast. I'm on youtube.com/HNN Africa TV. youtube.com/HNN Africa TV. Now, first thing I want you to do is to click subscribe. That way you can, see my interesting videos as they come down. And also click the notifications bell. There's a bell sign and it's for notifications. So when you're online and I have a new video coming out, you're going to be the first to see it. So we're going to talk about a few things this morning, but I'm going to address the nation. And as I said in my advertisement video, that I am the female president of Nigeria. That's a nickname. President Buhari is the real president of Nigeria, and I am the female president, the first female president of Nigeria. Basically, the nickname comes from being the president on social media. There are two countries in Nigeria, social media country and the real Nigeria on the ground. And the Asarock guys, they're leading it on the ground, and I am the president on social media. Social media is the most powerful part of Nigeria right now. Now, let me tell you something. If Facebook were a country, you know what I mean? If Facebook says they have what, 25 billion or something, but if we're a country, it would be bigger than the entire country of Nigeria. So let's come in. We have 11 people on the broadcast. I'm Kemi Olunloyo. I'm a pharmacist, publicist, public relations specialist, and journalist. I'm also a global activist. I studied in the United States. The degrees are pharmacy, public relations management, and journalism, and those are US trained degrees. I have first class in all three of my degrees, and my IQ is 207. I always boast about my IQ because I'm very intelligent. And you might want to say that because my father is carrying an IQ of 211. He's a mathematician, he's a genius, period. That's it. No argument about that. And if there are two people in this family, it'll be myself and my late grandmother, Alaja Bintu Tejumola Olunloyo, the one that gave birth to my dad. Intelligent, didn't go to school, illiterate, but my goodness, the way she puts the beads together, geometry. You know what geometry is? Mathematics. Okay, enough about me and my dad and my grandmother. Today we're going to do a very heavy broadcast, and I invited quite a few people here. I invited Amnesty International, Amnesty Nigeria. I invited Human Rights Watch, and I invited a lot of activists in Nigeria, Charlie Boy, Femi Fani-Kayode, politicians. I invited APC Nigeria, our ruling party, and I also invited PDP Nigeria, the immediate opposition. I invited my Facebook friends, my Facebook fans, and over there are almost 4 million reach. I invited you, my YouTube fans, and of course, Instagram people, and of course, the Twitter fans. The whole of social media is here today, and we're gathering together. If you miss this live stream, you can always come back and watch it. For those of you in Nigeria, the whole thing going on. Jones Sabiri is contacting me now. He's coming in on the broadcast. Yes, Jones, come in. You need to be here. Most of you know Jones Sabiri. He's the journalist that was arrested 2 years ago by the DSS and locked up, kept away from his lawyers, his families, his doctor. And our government hid him for 2 years. And then the journalist was released and gave him a mere 10 million naira and dropped the charges and all that stuff. Abiri and I are friends now. He just came in here and said, I just saw the notice on Instagram. So he's coming on YouTube. So let's wait a few minutes. 18 people so far right now, but those numbers on the YouTube screen are usually never correct. Okay, guys are here. Fred is here. Fred Mankind. Fred, thank you so much for the help and all the different things that have been happening with the lapping jaws and Davido's baby mama and all that. Today we're going to be talking about Deji Adeyanju. And this is a broadcast like no other. What I'm going to talk about here today is very serious because we have a threat to national security and we have a threat of anarchy. Okay, my job as a journalist and a global activist. Okay, in this capacity today, on this broadcast, I'm going to be talking as a global activist and a journalist, international journalist. Okay, I'm a notable journalist. You can find me on Wikipedia. They have an article over there for me. And I've been arrested 3 times by the Nigerian police myself. So everybody listening to this broadcast, it's not just my fans. I have the fans, the foes, the enemies, the government, everybody's on this broadcast. Okay, I'm usually called a mad, crazy woman and all kinds of stuff, and people don't believe me. They don't, take me important and all that. Until the country collapses on your head, you will start to listen to Kemi Olunloyo. That's why I call myself Nigeria's first female president. Okay, Obi Ezekwesili, whoever that woman is, the bring back our ghost woman is just an attention seeker. I don't like Obi. I didn't say I hate her. Okay, hate's a strong word. I dislike her. Okay, she's fake. Okay, when our girls were being raped and our women in the IDP camps, and Amnesty Nigeria came to me, Amnesty International, to help promote this whole news that our military was abusing these women. Some of the women were telling me that they don't even fetch water alone anymore because the army will rape them in exchange for rice and food that they have to eat. The stories were so vivid, and I attacked Aisha Yesufu. Some of you remember the tweet thing between me and Aisha Yesufu. Aisha, all you're screaming about bring back our girls, you and Obi, you kept quiet and silent at the time. The same with Odumakin's wife, Joe Odumakin. I dislike her. She's also a fake activist. We have a lot of fake activists in Nigeria amongst us. Odumakin's wife kept quiet too during the military rape of the IDP women. So those 3 right there, I went after them. Odumakin's wife didn't reply me. Some of you were supporting us saying she's not going to reply, mad woman. Okay, just continue until they arrest the whole country and everybody suffers. I've been in the prison 3 times, so I know what Deji may be going through now, because I just found out they have transferred him to a Nasarawa prison in Kefi. Let me tell you something, guys. To live in a Nigerian prison on the men's side is like, it's actually worse to get killed. Let me tell you something right now. Okay, nobody has privilege. All that stuff you see happening in Kirikiri, it's not like that in other prisons. I was in Port Harcourt Maximum Prison on the women's side. Okay, 75. On the men's side, 4,000 something. Armed robbers, cultists, everything. They were all my friends. I interviewed them. I talked to them every day. I wrote a book. Book is coming out the day before the presidential elections. Yeah, that's my book launch day. Okay, some people say I'm trying to cause a media blackout. Whether I'm here or not, the book's coming out. Now, let's see. We have a lot of people in the broadcast now. So let's go with the order of the day. Everybody click subscribe. Everybody click the bell for notification. We're 7 minutes into the broadcast. I'm going to do this broadcast in such a way that, please apologize. Let me apologize right now. Those of you watching from abroad, it's easy stuff. You'll just turn in your internet and watch it. Those watching from Nigeria, it costs money. Okay, some people don't have enough credit to watch this stuff. But what you're going to do is, the peak concurrence of this video is very high. And what you're going to do is you're going to have to watch it little by little by little, or just catch portions of it, on other platforms. Instablog Niger tends to cut my videos into little pieces, and they get permission before they do that. Now, if you're going to do that, you're going to have to get permission. So email me, hnnafricanews@live.com, hnnafricanews@live.com, because this is a very big copyright. All my videos are copyright. I am not responsible for what happened to Tokunboh Aboderin. I took down her YouTube channel. 400 videos lost. You remember that? 2014. So don't let it happen to you. Kanayo Wachuku, he lost his Facebook page. 325,000 likes. And of course, Linda Ikeji lost her Twitter page, 1.9 million fake, followers and all that stuff. So don't let these things happen to you, okay? All right, let's go to the order of the day. Deji Adeyanju. Who is Deji Adeyanju? I'll tell you who I know he is, okay? When I was arrested and put in Port Harcourt prison the first, the second, and the third time, Deji Adeyanju is a political activist in Nigeria who fought for me. Personally, yesterday, the 28th, I was out in the community doing my rallies. If you know me in Ibadan, you know I do community rallies in Mokala, in Ibadan North Gate. What's a community rally? I'm a community activist. I go out in the community and I ask people questions. Who are you voting for governor? We have a new governor coming out here. Who are you voting for this? Who are you? Because Ibadan right now has this whole thing with the Oyo State governorship and the Senate race. Okay, the former governor wants to go to the Senate. The former senator is still going for the Senate in another party. There's so much anarchy and just disarray here. So when you go out and ask people in the community, I do my own community activism, and it's not partisan. I don't support any party, just do my own thing. And because you have thugs, you have area boys, you have people, ordinary people, and these people love me, they're my people. I tend not to have my phone with me. I usually have it with my son, videotaping or doing. Somebody else, a third party, has the phone. So, honest to God, I didn't know what happened. I came home at 8 o'clock after a rally, and I just went online and I saw Free Deji Now. Free Deji Now. Automatically, I said, that's Adeyanju. What has happened now? The internet was flooded, was trending everywhere. Deji Adeyanju arrested by the Nigerian police for what? Now, before you go nuts, crazy, and out of whack, I went to check out what the charges were. And I want to go through it with you. Adeyanju is the convener of Concerned Nigerians. Concerned Nigerians is, I will call it I see it as an NGO that fights for Nigerians and their rights. And if the word Adeyanju comes to your mind, I mean, if you hear Kemi Olunloyo, what do you think about? Some people just think mad woman, crazy woman, right? Let me get you. Some people think social media, and that's what Wikipedia said, known for social media and gun rights mostly in Canada. When you hear my name, you know what you're here for. When you hear Deji Adeyanju's name, the first thing I think about, straight up, political activists, fought for Nnamdi Kanu, the Shiites, Zakzaki. If someone is fighting this hard, okay, you guys are saying that you're fighting and you're doing activism on social media. Odumakin's wife, Aisha Yusuf, all these people. Okay, Obi Ezekwesili blocked everybody on Twitter until she was running for president. She unblocked everybody, including me. Deji Adeyanju not just works on social media, he's also on the ground, okay? When I was arrested, I remember Concerned Nigerians. Who is that? That's Deji Adeyanju. He went out on the streets and protested on my behalf. Him and like 5 people. They tear gassed them. They water cannoned them. And then they left. Let me tell you something. Tear gas has become a big deal now because of what's happened on the U.S. border with the Hondurans, the migrants, the caravan people. That's a different show. But Donald Trump doesn't want them in the country because he doesn't know who they are. And I can understand that. But United Nations Migration, UN Migration, I mean, all these agencies are, they exist. You should go to Twitter and just search UN Migration. Migration is a thing that if your country is bad, you go to another country. And caravan gypsies do this all the time. Gypsies don't believe in getting visas and all that stuff. They just go to a better place. And isn't that what happened in the Garden of Eden in the Bible, Adam and Eve? God said you can go to any part of the garden, except right over there, that tree there, the tree of good and evil. Whatever fruit was in that tree, we've always said it's an apple. It could be a mango, it could be guava. But that tree, don't touch that tree. Don't eat anything from that tree. That's what God said. God said we can go to any part of the garden, meaning that I can go to America if I want without a visa. I can go to London if I want. Why do we have visas? The biggest light to mankind. I mean, getting visas, immigration, and all that. So now we have a crisis. People are trying to break through the U.S. border. They're tear gassing them. And boom, the American Academy of Pediatrics issues a statement about tear gassing children. So Adeyanju was tear gassed. He was sprayed with water cannons, because he was protesting for Audu Makori, Kemi Olunloyo, and the leadership reporter. He has been out there for a lot of us, and you guys have to be there for Adeyanju now. We need voices. Okay, if you call yourself a dissident voices, we need voices. Have I not been arrested by this government? Well, let me tell you something. Am I not the granddaughter of the IGP, Deputy IGP? Maybe you don't know that. Chief Samuel Akinwale Akinyemi was Nigeria's first Deputy IGP. The first Assistant Inspector General of Police was the grandfather that gave birth to my mother. Okay, if you don't know that, now you know. You know what I mean? The Americans said, if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Okay, so in the days when Nigeria was not Nigeria yet, we say we are 100 and something years old, centenary. Some people say, how come Nigeria is celebrating a centenary, 100 years? And yet we're 58 years. No, we're 58 years of independence. Okay, but we are way more than that. Okay, Nigeria is like 106 years old now. Anyway, So in those days, we had white Oyibo, white colonial policemen, and that's what we had. Okay, and the deputy to that inspector general, what's the name of that inspector general? Sir Henry. I'm going to find it out. That's history, deep history. I'll find it out. I have people in Nigerian police that will give me historical stuff. But the deputy to that white man was my grandfather, a black man, a Nigerian. So my mother grew up in barracks, Warri, Lagos, and all that. Okay, she's the third child. The first child, Mrs. Shudende, she's passed away now. Um, my mother's big sister, my mother's number three, she's number one. Those are the prominent daughters of the deputy IGP, and they gave birth to some two interesting people. Now, Chief Akiyemi was number one in CID. They said he was a very good investigator. I knew my grandpa. He died in 1988, so I got to know him very well. I spent time with him as a child, and even an adult. In 1988, I was almost 24 or something like that. But anyway, I knew him. Um, Two of his grandsons, excuse me, two of his grandchildren, a lot of his grandchildren are prominent public figures, but two are especially related to that CID thing, the best in CID. Myself, Kemi Olunloyo, investigative journalist. And my first cousin here in Ibadan, Sheun Abimbola, and everybody knows Sheun Abimbola, the Attorney General of Oyo State. So Sheun has to prosecute so many cases in this Oyo State. Oh God, some high-profile murders here and everything. And I do a lot of investigative journalism as a journalist. So we got it from our grandfather's blood. Okay, so I'm a police child. Police is your friend. 2 days ago, police came here. I had a meeting with two of the cops in my police station next door and the DPO, and they're absolutely professional. Okay, absolutely professional. Inspector Paul, ECC, DC, Chief Superintendent Udwak, okay, Ikolaba Police Station is what you call a real police station. Oh, yeah, when they came to arrest me here, okay, a year ago when the Abuja task force came here, believe me, I scrutinized them. They didn't know. Even the Abuja task force, IGP monitoring unit, Idris office said it was a secret mission. Even Biodun Odude, the police commissioner, didn't know. They came here straight and they worked it underground. Partly, I think, because I was a governor's daughter. Either way, that's another story. But I have a good police station, a good police department, and we are into what they call community policing here, where people in our community know our offices and where offices know our people, so that when the bad guys come, burglars and all that, we know who to call. I have at least 16 numbers of police officers at that police station in my phone. So if I have a problem, I'm calling them in their house directly, because they're the ones carrying the AK-47 that would come here and help me. And it's happened in so many occasions in this neighborhood. So let me clarify that one about police. Because I'm related to police doesn't mean that every police officer is good. But I always say, as a Toronto police volunteer, don't let one bad officer make your perception of the whole entire force bad. But the fact is, our force on the national level is just bad. Okay? I learned some Igbo when I was down in Port Harcourt. Onyisi, you got a lot to know about police, Idris. If you can't do the job, retire, resign. There's a lot of stress on police. Police are being killed. Herdsmen are killing police. Herdsmen are killing people. Herdsmen are killing everybody. Boko Haram is killing police. Boko Haram is killing people. All right, there's a reason why I go around the bush to explain things to people. Because we are SBNIs. You guys know that term. I made it up on Twitter. Internet term SBNI, smart but not intelligent. That's what Nigerians are, smart but not intelligent. Even our president, Buhari, is an SBNI. President Buhari is smart, but he's not intelligent. Okay, Obasanjo's son is in Buhari's campaign right now. Buhari has not even figured it out that Obasanjo planted his son into his campaign. Interesting. Let's go. I'm just going to tell you my views on everything. Deji Adeyanju was arraigned, okay, along with two other people, okay? Boma Williams and Daniel I think it's Abobama. The charges are saying that they contravened the law and they were arrested for criminal conspiracy. Okay, which was criminal conspiracy. Let's look at that. They conspired together for a criminal act. Now, this is what I hear they were doing. They were actually demonstrating, protesting. Protesting is a right to individuals. It is a right to individuals, and we all have the right to protest. Okay, the United States Constitution has that in their Constitution. This is the right to this, right to do that. Right to protest is something that every human being in this country has. The Nigerian Constitution has the same. We can protest freely anywhere. Now, some people know me that I don't protest on Nigerian soil. Not because I'm afraid or not. If you know what happened in 2013, you remember what I said. I will never protest in Nigerian soil as long as I live. When I protested for a young man that was arrested by the DSS, okay, Siakson, remember what happened? I led that protest into the SSS office in Oyo State, the DSS office, and then they detained us. It was me that got us released when I spoke to the head of the DSS and told them exactly what it's about. But when we got there, they were about to detain us. I was the one that turned the camera on and I started videotaping them. But some other protesters were shady liars, cheats, and frauds. They went on the internet and said Kemi Olunloyo said she wasn't part of us when they wanted to arrest us, not knowing I was actually recording everything and I was talking to the DSS. So I don't like when Nigerians in protests are shady. Some of them are not for you and some of them are planted there. So that really angered me. Omojua JJ was the one that actually wrote the story that said Kemi did not leave this protest. She was the one that actually led them and got them released. So Omojua kind of vindicated me. But on that day, I told Omojua I'll never protest on Nigerian soil. You can Google it. So I still don't protest on Nigerian soil. Now, I will protest on social media. And I think it's even more powerful. Adeyanju protest on both. So criminal conspiracy, okay, this arises from a Facebook post, what I heard. Criminal conspiracy conspiring to commit a crime. Joint act is another charge. What is a joint act? Something you do together. Okay, I'm doing this because you have to understand what's going on. Defamation of character. I was arrested for that. They said I defamed Pastor Ibiyomi. When Pastor Ibiyomi saw a post on social media, and you know what, Nigerian bloggers, many of you are going to hell because I keep saying this because you've done it again. You know, saying that I accused Linda AKG of being a sperm thief when I reported what Stella Dimokokaka said. You're clickbaiting people so they can read your stupid stories. This is what happened when I got an 8-page letter and I posted the first page asking people to call me and be a witness about what's going on in Ibiyomi's church. Instead, the bloggers had the headline, Kemi accuses Ibiyomi of adultery. You turn the stories around and you mess it up. Okay? Keep doing it until I have Anonymous enter Nigeria. When Anonymous gets into Nigeria and they hack everybody's pages off, just ask me a question. You go to a U.S. judge for that one. Those are my boys. At the end of the day, I'm not threatening cyber, okay, security. I'm just telling you what can happen, you know. Now, time is 7:42 in Ibadan, Nigeria. I'm Kemi Olunloyo, Nigeria's first female president on social media, global activist, pharmacist, journalist, and PR specialist. We're talking about Deji Adeyanju. This is supposed to be an address. I've turned it into a talk show already. Do you want me to do a talk show every morning like this? I'll do it. Radio, I'll do it on Facebook radio. I do some over there. I could do it on YouTube too if you want it. But let's go ahead. So reading the charges for Adeyanju, defamation of character. Who did they defame? Okay. Did they defame President Buhari? The police didn't say in the charges. We need to know. Accountability. Okay, accountability. Okay, let's see. Maria says here, talk show. Absolutely. I'll probably do it. Let me just plan it and get some sponsors and all that. The next charge is public nuisance. Why would that be a charge? To call somebody a public nuisance because they're demonstrating. A public nuisance is really somebody, there's a lot of public nuisances out there. Trust me, I can pick one or two for you out here in Ibadan. All right. You got these touts. I was in a tricycle yesterday, Keke. I wanted to go from one part of Ibadan. I wanted to go from Songo to Oremiji, something I can walk if I want to exercise. And if I take a bike, it's 50 naira. I can take a taxi, 50 naira. Depends on the safety factor. Sometimes I take a taxi because I'm carrying 6 bags of stuff. I didn't want to take a bike. You have to use your brain on how you're going to get in there. And I'm looking at this tricycle, and the keke person was like, come in now, come in, auntie, come in. I'm like, I don't like this thing. Three, and then it's heavy. The guy in the back is carrying a lot of stuff. No, it won't bother you. I entered, and I got to our image, shaking and everything. I even have a video of it. He was laughing, the driver. And I come out of the bike, and there's a guy there trying to jump in, like a tout or something. And hey, wait, drop in. Nonsense, idiot, nuisance now. That's what I was telling the guy in Yoruba. That's a public nuisance. So why is Adeyanju a public nuisance? Now we got disobedience to order. Disobedience to order. Promulgated by a public servant. What does that mean? Disobedient to order promulgated by, I don't know what promulgated means. I'm a journalist. Even I have to use dictionary.com. Disturbance of public peace. That I know very well. Very common in America, disturbance of public peace. Were they disturbing the public when they were protesting? Disobedient to order, duly promulgated by public servant, disturbance of public peace, inciting public disturbance, threats to public security. So they were disturbing everything public. We are the public. Did we ask you? Who sent you? Did we say they were disturbing us? Did anybody complain in the area? Adeyanju tends to protest on behalf of the Shiites and the release of Zakzaki on bail. No one is telling you to have Zakzaki released. They're saying let his bail be enforced. Zakzaki has been to court how many times now? 7 times in a 4-year administration that is still keeping him behind bars. For what? The Associated Press, the biggest media grandmother in the world, who disseminates news to all the big ones like CNN, Fox News, and so on and so forth. The AP tweeted in 2015, Nigeria's president defies court orders and did not release Dasuki, Nnamdi Kanu, and Zakzaki. Does that look good on us? No, it doesn't look good. Goodluck Jonathan had media chats throughout his administration. Buhari had one in December of 2015 and hasn't had one since because his media team is such bullshit. Okay, Loretta Onochi, Bashir Ahmed, and Buhari media team, you're not doing a good job. You're not media. Almost all of you didn't go to school for journalism, public relations, marketing, or even any form of mass communications. We are the media. We know our mission. We will not be intimidated. Okay? I also have a degree in public relations, so I know both ends of the spectrum, and you're not doing a good job. Even Garba Shehu and Femi Adesina, okay? All their jobs are questionable. If I became president tomorrow, the first thing I will fire is the entire media team. Of course, they won't be my media team anyway. But it's just very important to know that you're doing a really bad job. Now, your job is to promote the president's works. Your job is to speak on everything going on in the administration without hiding anything. Alabo Graham Douglas, he was a minister 4 times. And a bulk of that minister job he did was for Abacha. Graham Douglas is a Rivers State politician and chieftain. When I was released from prison, okay, I spent some time with him at his house with his wife, Muriel. They really hosted me very well. I had beautiful times there, dinners, lunches, everything. Stayed in some really lovely mansion with them. I had access to everything in the world. A great driver, take me anywhere I want. The office in the mansion, I could do anything I wanted. I was his daughter, and I'm still his daughter, Even his children got jealous. One thing Graham Douglas said, he was talking to somebody in Abuja. He said, she's very intelligent. She has the ability to become our next Minister of Information. I walked into the room and I heard that. Or the DG of NAFDAC. He said it with his own voice. And then I said to him, Alaba, who are you talking to? He said, must I tell you everything? I said, yeah, tell me. You just told somebody that I have the ability to be the next DG of NAFDAC. Of course, I'm a pharmacist, a very good one, award-winning from President Clinton. I fought a lot of drug abuse. President Clinton, Governor Glendenning, and the county executive. The county executive of Maryland, who is Dutch Ruppersberger. He's in Congress now. And the mayor of Baltimore. I got awards in drug abuse prevention, education, and we did a great job. In 1997, at the end of the day, blah, 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 blee, blee, blee. Okay, I fought drug abuse in America. Now they're fighting it vigorously here. It's a failure. Tramadol, codeine, everything. What do? You ban them. Is that what you're supposed to do? Ban drugs that people need? You ban them because people are abusing them. No, you educate people and you regulate it. You have NDLEA, okay? You have NDLEA, you have NAFDAC. NAFDAC has not been in the ports since 2011. Osinbajo ordered them back in 2017. I think 2018. Why wouldn't NAFDAC be at the ports? Drugs are entering left and right. Now Hamid has to run up and down trying to control customs because of guns coming in, 6 shipments of guns, tramadol in every form, fake, real, everything. And now what? Last week they got 7 billion naira worth of tramadol, and even the traffickers were offering customs money. Have you tried to bribe a Nigerian agency recently? Have you? Try and see what happens. Didn't I do courtesy visits with the FRSC, immigration? When they did the job for me, I want my driver's license, got it in 2 days. I want my passport 2 days. I got things done. Okay, and I just said, oh, here's a nice little tip. Not a bribe, a tip. Here, this is 2,000. Get a Uber and take it home, your transport money. Enjoy yourself. Here's 5,000 naira. Get some fruits in the market and stuff. Buy petrol into your generator. What is wrong with that? It's a tip. They didn't accept it. All our agencies are very transparent now, meaning that Nigeria is working. So the transparency is what I'm for. Going back to what Graham Douglas said, I have the ability to be the next DG of NAFDAC or Minister of Information. So I laughed with them and said, tell me now, who are you talking to? Because I do want to become the Minister of Information. Nothing will be hidden. We're going to have a transparent Nigeria to tell the world what's going on. Uncle Lai Mohammed, it's not to say you're doing a bad job, but you actually are doing a bad job. Lai Mohammed doesn't tell the truth on everything that's happening in the administration. Certain things are kept. But look, we have to be transparent. At the same time, we have to be careful of what we're telling the public and telling the nation and the world media. If it has a threat to national security, as a Minister of Information, I wouldn't be saying certain things if it contains a threat to national security and it would dabaru the country. You know what I'm saying? So he said he can't tell me because I'll post it on Facebook. Okay, I don't post everything on Facebook. This is the reason why this country hasn't hired me in any capacity or form, state, federal, and all that. You know who told me that? My own father. They're scared of you, Kemi. And so, Adeyanju's inciting public disturbance, disturbance of public peace, disobedience to order promulgated by public servants, threat to public security. I see public everywhere. And who is complaining? Threat to public security and safety. That is a serious charge. That one right there. The threat to public security and safety could be anything like a Facebook post, a Twitter, Instagram post. Mine was an Instagram post, by the way, for the pastor one. The pastor case was withdrawn because, of course, they found out that I actually received the information. 8 pages of it. He read it and he knew that I was set up by someone he possibly knew. Away from me, on to Adeyanju. Criminal, defamatory, and derogatory conduct against constituent authority and breach of law and order under sections 96-113. I'm getting dizzy on this broadcast. Pray for me before I collapse online. I'm going to read it again. Criminal, defamatory, and derogatory conduct against constituent authority and breach of law and order under sections 96, 113, 114, 152, 183, and 391 of the Nigerian Penal Code law. That's a big law. The sections of this law, I've gone through all of them. Everything Adeyanju was charged with, it's a 0. Do you know what they charged me with in the Cybercrime Act? What happened? Cybercrime Act. I was facing 3 years in prison. They arrested me the first time. The second time, they said I did not perfect a magistrate bail because the case went to federal court, so the magistrate case was already gone. The prison even said they had no warrant for a magistrate case anymore. They called the prison to court and said she has a warrant. They arrested me, 24 hours, I perfected the bill, I went home. The third time, I came to court to continue the federal case, but I had typhoid. There was blood poisoning. My blood was so poisoning with a lot of bad things. I was drinking water with sand and earthworms in the borehole in the prison. I was very sick. I couldn't come to court, so I got a letter from a public doctor, what they wanted, government-issued doctor. The letter was supposed to go to both judges. It went to one, but not the other. Fatai Lawal Afebabalola firm don't have anything to do with Afebabalola firm. They're all frauds over there. One person can mess up the whole firm. Fatai Lawal, a Port Harcourt lawyer, Yoruba man. He was paid by the opposition. You know what I mean? Opposition, I mean prosecution. Somebody bribed him over there. They said he BO'd his boys. Did he BO me? No, probably not. But his boys are loyal. They bribed him not to give the letter to the judge. So the judge issued a bench warrant for me not coming to court. I should have been put to the other case. They arrested me. I fought the police vigorously. And you know what happened? IGP monitoring unit. I remember what I did in the courthouse. My lawyer Ford broke off. You tore his clothes. I ran. I put you on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram Live. You could not arrest me. I sat down and I said, if they burn your papa or mama, come and arrest me. And what happened? We sat down there till 4 o'clock, 5. And the judge called an emergency hearing. And the judge said, okay, Kemi, I will let you go. Here's the letter. I showed the judge on my iPad. I'll give you bail again, 2 shorties this time. What did Fatai Lawal do? He went and told the former shorties to withdraw. Kemi didn't come to court to withdraw, so that I wouldn't go home. I sat down in the prison with no shorties for 90 days. And you guys know now. Most of you didn't even know. And they did not announce to the media or tell anybody. They kept me in prison without telling anybody. Until Phil, Comrade Phil, the guy that owns Reports of Freak and Wired Nigeria, came to visit me and found out I was actually, his Port Harcourt base, that I was actually in the prison. He wrote that article for Sahara Reporters, and that's how the world knew where I was. Nigerian police kept me in prison. You've apologized, Abi. Everybody has apologized for everything that happened. It doesn't carry any weight. Okay, I'm seeking legal advice on what's going to happen next because you threw me into what they call post-traumatic stress. Post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, I will not go through that right now. I've done it on TV. I've spoken about it on TVC, World Mental Health Day. You're ruining lives. Nigerian police, you are ruining lives. You are ruining Nigeria. You're not supposed to be partisan. You're not supposed to be siding the government. You say it yourself on your platforms that you are I think it's apolitical or something. Please don't use all these rubbish words. Okay, use what they call 8th grade language in America. 8th grade language is primary 3, primary 4. Let's just say use the language that 12-year-olds would understand. We're not partisan. We're not into any political party. That's what you're supposed to say. You're not siding anybody. You're supposed to serve and protect with integrity. Toronto Police, I volunteered for, say they serve and protect. Nigerian police goes a little bit further. Serve and protect with integrity. Do that. I have read the charges against Deji Adeyanju. I have been updated that Deji went to court. They gave him a surety. 1, I got 2. They gave him bail, a surety, and one part of that surety is somebody with 20 million naira in their account. If you have 20 million naira in your account and you feel you can surety Deji, you should. I don't have it. If I had it, I will do it. There's a lot of people out there you're saying, oh, this one has money, that one has money. Legalities are very hard because if he does not go to court, the shorty is arrested. You see what happens to Nnamdi Kanu? He just left the country. He's showing up in Israel. He's showing up in different countries. Nigeria, we hail thee. Kemi Olunloyo, Nigeria's first female president. Pharmacist, journalist, and PR specialist. Remember when Donald Trump was president in the cartoon The Simpsons in 2000, was it? 16 years later, he's the real president. You never know, I might be the real president in 2023, 2028. I will run until I'm 99 years old, like Buhari. You know, not too young to run is not even my thing now. Not too old to run. If I'm going to take charge of Nigeria. Don't you like that? The longest motto ever. Not too old to run if I'm going to take charge of Nigeria. People, rise. Okay. They say, the Nigerian police say they're not partisan. I am partisan. Don't bring APC back to Nigeria in any form or type in 2019. You have who you're going to vote for. That's your problem. I endorse Yeli Sowore because I like a journalist who's transparent. And I feel that, yeah, he does not have enough political experience, but does Donald Trump have? Does Macron have? Give them a chance. I endorse Yeli the minute he started campaigning, or the minute he started having town hall meetings in April of 2018. I endorsed him. I was the first to endorse him. This is not a campaign for Yeli. This is a broadcast about Deji Adeyanju. Okay? I haven't endorsed anybody else yet in any race, governorship, House of Reps, nothing. You can't pay me to endorse you. I'll tell you who I want and who I think that can change Nigeria. But whatever you do, Nigerians, do not bring back APC in any form in 2019. This has been the worst government ever in Nigeria. Now, I know what you're saying, that APC is also PDP people that moved over. Yeah, they decamped. They're political prostitutes. Every politician is. Okay, they do it in PDP, they do it in APC, they do it in Accord, they do it in every party, APGA. Okay, and it's called recycling of leaders. But whatever you do this time, the APC government will be remembered in history as the one that jailed Kemi Olunloyo 3 times on behalf of a pastor. Okay, and even if Pastor Ebiomi said, I asked the police, and you don't know this because this happened in the courtroom and it was never reported. We asked the police to go and arrest her or question her and detain her. They came, they were supposed to come and question me. They detained me instead. And then they drove me to Port Harcourt, which violated my human rights. They traumatized me. I'm not going to cry on this broadcast because I want to, but I'm holding it because I'm a very strong woman. I don't entertain bullshit. I will not take it. I will not entertain it. I've become a monster in the hands of Nigeria. I am straight up and I will give you the way it is. Hot, hot, hot. Okay? I'm not just endorsing Sowore now. I endorsed him the first minute he went into the race when nobody else could stand up and endorse him. You guys are waiting for them. Hollywood stars and all of you Nollywood people, you're waiting for them to pay you before you endorse people. I don't wait for people to pay me. You can't pay me to endorse anything. You can't pay me to endorse a toothpaste. You can't pay me to endorse a juice. If I like it, I'll endorse it. That's just the way it is. Now we talk. There's a lot of looting. There's a lot of thieves. There's a lot of everything in this country. You must speak out more. JAMB. They took money over there. A snake. Okay, the healthcare scheme. They took money over there. The guy said he didn't. Customs, guns are coming in. Nobody knows who's shipping them. Immigration. What else? Sure P. This one, that one. Corruption left and right in Nigeria. You know my easy way out is just to call my kids up. 31, 27, and 18. And tell them, I'm leaving Nigeria. I'm arriving tomorrow in America. That's my easy way out and leave the country. I'm not leaving Nigeria for anything. Okay, most of you don't even know I just came back from the United States. You know, but we're in a place now and we're in a time where the political and media establishment have to be broken into pieces. Did you hear what I said? Nigeria has a fraudulent political and media establishment. I did say media. The media establishment in Nigeria is also owned by the politicians. Many of the media is owned by politicians. Well, let's start with Awolowo. Did he not own the Tribune? He was a politician. And the trend continued. Jagaban owns TVC. Though they don't like to associate TVC directly with Jagaban, is the chairman of the place. There are some partisan issues that will never go away. What about AIT? Dr. C, he's been banned from traveling out of the country because he's allegedly a looter to Buhari. Okay, AIT is also a media outlet. John Momo channels news. I don't know whether Momo is a politician. I don't think so. But who else do we have? Jagaban owns The Nation, a newspaper, a leading one. Oluwabodemi owns The Punch, non-political. Hebrew owns Guardian. Okay, you can go on and on and on and on. You cannot give a politician an endorsement in Nigeria simply because they have media and political affiliations. America, when they're voting over there, the New York Times endorsed Hillary Clinton. The Washington Post endorsed this one. Trump was endorsed by that one. You can do that over there. You can't do that freely here. You know what I mean? You really can't. I mean, I endorsed Mishori for governor in 2014. And even 2018, HNN Africa endorsed him. It's not unusual, but it's not usual. See what happened in Osun State? Everything went differently. See what happened in Ekiti State? See what happened in some states? Do you know what's going to happen in 2019? Okay, what's going to happen in 2019 is that Nigeria is going to be super destabilized when we have voices like activists, Deji Adeyanju, not being able to speak out for people. Now, let's get to the point of this broadcast because I'm angry and I'm going to really unleash it on this video. Okay? Yeah, you can call me any names you want. You can call me unstable, you can call me mad woman, whatever it is. Okay? I'm going to deal with everybody listening in this country. All right. Some people already tell me, Kemi, DSS is at your door. Are they waiting outside? I'll come outside when I'm done. Mistake I made when the police came here. I kept them out there and said, when I'm finished, I'll come. When I was having a bath, turned on the shower. They surrounded my house. Some of them were back here, others in the front. The shower was on running. I wasn't showering. I was posting on social media for you guys to know they've raided my house. And then when we got on the way, their bosses were mad because they didn't come inside and raid the place. They allowed me to post on social media. What is going on today is very serious. So let's get to the nitty gritty of it. Adeyanju, Boma, okay, and the other guy, Daniel, they're all in Kefi now, Nasarawa State. Why were they taken out of their jurisdiction? Why were they taken out of Abuja? So their families cannot have contact with them or their families can see them easily. That's the only reason. Nigerian police, you have to move them back to Abuja. They can be in Kuje prison. You have to move them back to Abuja. It is extremely wrong and it's against human rights. Okay, you have heard what Amnesty International had to say about that, about the case, period. You have to move them back to Abuja. Now, I, for myself, because I was in prison for Christmas of 2017. One of the worst experiences in my life, but I made the best of it. Do you know what it is to live in Nigerian prison during the Christmas holidays without your family? It is highly unacceptable. It is highly unacceptable. I am urging the Nigerian police and President Buhari. I am urging who has to be urged to stand up and go for another hearing on this case before Christmas. I don't want Adeyanju to spend the Christmas in prison. He has not done anything wrong. He has stood up for Nigerians and he has spoken. Nobody should spend Christmas in prison. Spending Christmas in prison can actually destroy your psyche. You're in there with major criminals. Prison is not a place for just innocent people. There are major criminals in prison. On the men's side in Nigerian prison, you know what Oshimba just said. Anyone that goes to Port Harcourt prison comes out as an animal. I went to Port Harcourt prison 3 times and I'm an animal right now, a real animal. People wonder why I fought that guy on the streets and I slapped that army guy. Okay, yeah, I slapped a military army guy, anybody on the streets. And why I fought the other guy at the ATM, I slapped him too for disrespecting me. Okay, they call me a monster. My father called me and said, Kemi, please, why are you terrorizing the city? Everybody's calling me and say you're terrorizing the city. I'm terrorizing the city because I'm in my country, Nigeria. And I'm tired and sick and tired of everybody being sick and tired. Yes, I am sick and tired of everybody being sick and tired. I had to take a deep breath over there. We're 50 minutes into the broadcast. The arrest of Deji Adeyanju by Nigerian police is an appalling sign of increasing shrinking of civil space in Nigeria. Protesting is a human right, says Amnesty International. Amnesty International says his arrest, Deji and everybody else, is an appalling sign of increasing shrinking of civil space. Civil space is our right to be able to walk the streets and talk freely. Nigeria is not a free country anymore. It has never been since 2015. It is a dictatorship. Yele Shore, you're running for president. Abubakar Atiku, you're running for president. Kingsley Moghalu, you're running for president. Fela Duratoye, you're running for president. Obi Ezekwesili, you're running for president. Alistair Shoyode, you're running for president. I can go on with the list. Everybody running for president, wake up. What do you want to do for Nigeria? Why must I vote for you? Yeah, even Shore. Why must I vote for anybody? Why must I even vote at all? 2 weeks ago, I was at INEC office to see the Oyo State INEC Commissioner, Mutiu Agboke, because people have not picked up PVCs in Oyo State, and I want to do an event where people will come and pick up their PVCs. At least come and see Kemi Olunloyo, come and meet me, come and take selfies. But before you go, you're picking up your PVC. Isn't that a good promotion? It's in the works. Here in my state, I don't know about your state, we're going to choose a new governor. We've never had a governor for 8 years until Ajumabi came. But you know what happened in those 8 years? Ajumabi said, I did a good job. I was supposed to do this, blah, blah, blah. Another person, Lanlane, said, I was supposed to be the governor the next 4 years, and you hijacked me. The whole thing with APC, the whole thing with ACN, the whole thing about sharing power. See what happened in Lagos? Someone is going for governor instead of Ambody. No continuity. Sharing government, sharing power. They can't do that here. We're waiting for you. I'm Kemi Olunloyo. If I call myself the godmother of Oyo State politics, I'll be lying. Somebody called me that. A few people call me that around here. I'm not the godmother of anything. The godfathers of Oyo politics are dead. Well, there's 2 left, Olunloyo and Ladoja. Olunloyo is in the ruling party, their party, aka my dad. So what? These guys have no political value anymore. You do. You speak up. You convince your neighbor never to bring back APC. APC is not coming back to your state. That's a done deal. I don't know about your state. Okay? You locked up a journalist. You locked up activists. You locked up everybody. I have a list. Chris Nwandu was locked up. Kemi was locked up. Adu Makuri was locked up. Bloggers. Ogunigbe was locked up. Name it. Even people we hate were locked up. As much as I hate Awosanya and SARS, because he's a 2-timer anyway, he blackmailed Jibrin, the 40-year-old lawmaker, 42-year-old lawmaker that wanted to bust them for the budget padding. Remember what happened? I was the one that caught him inside Jibrin's inbox asking that one for 25 million naira to blackmail him, saying I have a dossier on you. Dogara's investigator, right? Awusanya at least got SARS in the forefront. Did he ever go out on the street to protest? Probably not, but he did a lot of work on social media. That I commend him for, but Shegun's an idiot. He actually said I'm a wanted criminal in America when I busted his Jibrin thing. I'm not wanted anywhere. Please don't compare me to Atiku. Atiku self is not even wanted. It's just no entry into the United States. I can enter the United States. Just came back. I have kids there. I'm a U.S. resident. I even have a green card. So let's know the ones that are working for them in Abuja and also working for us. Okay, Sega Link is one of them. Be careful. Those of you that want SARS to end, we don't want SARS to end. I don't. I just want it to be I've lost my words. I want SARS to be revamped, repackaged, revamped, because I don't want what I saw in Port Harcourt. They shoot people near my cell every day in SARS. Like one guy was brought in for armed robber charges. He stole a car as an armed robber on a highway. The people in the car, they ran for their lives, but they took the car. They were caught, brought to SARS. The next day, they were shot. Bam! I can hear the bullets. I can see things. I'm not going to tell you more of that. It's in my book, but it damaged me psychologically. The kind of stuff I saw in SARS in Port Harcourt. Nigerian police, change your ways. Change your ways. We cannot continue like this. Nigerian Army has blocked me for 2 years. I don't care what's going on to Nigerian Army. Nigerian Army is a joke. We don't have an army in Nigeria. If you think we have an army in Nigeria, you're stupid. You're unintelligent. You're SBNI. We don't have an army. Okay? Some people say the army is Boko Haram. Boko Haram is the army. You can think what you want to think. But when the army was there, destroying all the devices of the journalists during that IPOB thing, where they had the IPOB boys lying down in the mud. When the army was destroying the journalists that were filming it, everybody kept quiet. I spoke out and I told them to replace all the things. They broke iPads, they broke this, they broke that. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I've always spoken about some of the things our military is doing wrong. Our military used to follow me in Twitter when they were following only 8 people. Kaido Gundamisi, Kemi Olunloyo, President Buhari Asorok. All of a sudden they went from unfollowing me to blocking me for 2 years. Brigadier Sani, wherever you are, honestly, you're going to hell. That's for sure. You will not enter heaven. So I want you guys to know the scenario, what's going on now, because I can assess it to you now. They have taken Adeyanju and the other guys to Kefi, to Nasarawa, to a prison. That's what I'm writing. I mean, that's what I'm reading from Nigerian police now on their Twitter. They've detained them there until the next hearing, which is January 2019. The next hearing in January 2019, I'm going to attend that hearing in Abuja. I have not been to Abuja before. I will not go to Abuja until it's time. The reason why I haven't been to Abuja is because I really don't have anything there to do. I've never had come up, I mean, when I tell people I want to go to Abuja, Femi Fanikayode said he's expecting me. Femi actually tried to fly me to Abuja to attend a birthday party for his little boy, and I couldn't make it that trip. That was 2 years ago when the little boy turned 1. Now they have, I think, 4 little boys altogether. Charlie Boy also, um, Honorable Jibrin. I can list people that I want to see. Bukola Saraki, our Senate president, who I do want to see very well in Abuja because I want to find out how I can, hear how I can be heard by the Senate in hearings that have to do with the cybercrime law, pharmacists, and how they educating the public about drug abuse. And also, let's see, there are issues that the Senate has to hear, and I want to know the process of getting a hearing in the Senate. Okay, here I am. I fought drug abuse like vigorously in America, and then 21 years later, it's in my country, and nobody has a use for me, right? 7 billion naira worth of tramadol. I'm Kemi Olunloyo. We're exactly 1 hour into the broadcast, 8:20 a.m. in Nigeria, local time. I'm a pharmacist, journalist, PR specialist. I'm on all over social media. All you have to do is search my name on Twitter at HNN Africa. I also have Kemi Olunloyo. It's just my archive site. On Facebook, my Twitter is verified. My Facebook is verified. Those are my work pages. Facebook.com/HNN Africa. And I have a personal page. My personal page is Facebook.com/Nigerian President. That's the address since I joined Facebook 2006. Facebook.com/Nigerian President. It's full. It has 500 fake people in there, but just click follow, and then you can see my statuses. Because sometimes my status on my fan page is totally different from what I'm putting in my personal page. Instagram, I have 5 accounts. I work on them. I'm not really a work on Instagram. I haven't requested verification, and I'm just there. It's a playground, but I'm going to make it a work page. At Health Reports is where I need you to be. At Health Reports is about health and wellness, and pretty much the news from a health and wellness standpoint, and also gossip. Okay, HNN Amebo is going to be on Health Reports, because when you have good Amebo, if you got gossip and you have good health, your life is good in Nigeria. Other than that, nothing else. At HNN Africa, I don't use that in Instagram anymore, but the 2 pages you should really be, my PR page is at HNN Africa PR. Somebody else manages that. But the 2 pages you need to be on Instagram is at Health Reports and at Kemi Olunloyo. Those are the 2 pages that are the most critical. And just follow what I'm following on my Kemi Olunloyo page. Twitter and Facebook are the main pages. Deji Adeyanju, to wrap up things, we're asking you, President Buhari, we're asking you, Nigerian police, we're asking you, IGP at Idris, to please, we do needful things here. Attorneys, lawyers, the Nigerian Bar Association, you need to open your mouth. Okay, we know that the polity is fraudulent. Like I said, the NUJ will never be my friend. They did not speak for me. The NUJ on the national level kept quiet throughout my case. They did not bother to investigate what's really going on. And then when I came out of prison, they now found out what happened. The journalist simply posted a news tip. I will never have anything to do with the Nigerian Union of Journalists. They're all paid by politicians. They receive bribes from them and brown envelopes. Don't believe in them. Oyo NUJ said nothing. My father was there eating with them and drinking and telling them he's happy I was arrested. One of them came to tell me. They said nothing. And the only NUJ I would think is the NUJ from Imo, Anambra, who came to see me in the prison cell on the time I was arrested, the local chapters. Now, what they need to do next, the Nigerian Bar Association needs to speak out on Adeyanju's case. We're watching you, everybody. You need to speak out on it. Kayode Ajulo, you're a human rights lawyer. You need to speak out of it. You need to speak about it. They just fought for all of us. I want to see action this morning with everybody. Adeyanju's case. Okay, Daniel and Boma, they should release them immediately. We're going to push pressure. We're going to put pressure on them. My timeline has now stopped on Twitter. It's all Adeyanju right now. We got to get Deji out. Deji must come out of the prison, and all charges must be dropped. All charges should be dropped, and he must come out of that prison. He's not spending Christmas in the prison. He's not a criminal. He's a man of the people, and he represents us. This is the end of the broadcast. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening, but I'm not leaving yet. I need your questions. Do you have questions? Questions for everybody. Questions. I'm taking questions from people on the rest of Deji Adeyanju. The political activist that was arrested by the Nigerian police for a whole host of charges that have to do with the public, yet the public is not complaining. He has done nothing but helped a lot of us and given us a voice. I slept on a bed in Lagos Hospital in 1978 as a 13-year-old girl. The bed that Mrs. Funlayo Kuti died in. You've never heard it before. I've said it before, but many people don't pay attention to what Kemi Olunloyo said. The Kutis know this. In 1978, when Mrs. Kuti died, Mrs. Funlayo Kuti was thrown from the third floor of her room. What happened basically was she went into a coma in February. We were in the Ali Must Go riot accident when my brother became brain injured. He became a quadriplegic, 8 years old. I was 13. My brother's downstairs is 48 and still brain damaged. The federal government was on fire in 1978, President Obasanjo's administration. Mrs. Kuti died. I was right next to her in that ward. And when she left, they moved me to that bed. And for me, I feel that some things matter, that I slept in Funlayo Kuti's deathbed. And I left there as an activist 40 years later. Does it make sense to you? She left something for me. And I will continue to talk about this. Our government needs to stop. It's time to destroy the fraudulent political the media establishment in Nigeria. And as Amnesty International said, shrinking of civic space has gotten to the level it shouldn't be. We are a democracy. We are a democracy, but we need to be that. If Nigeria is not a democracy, it becomes what? A military government, a dictatorship. Do we need that again? No, we don't, because the military cannot rule Nigeria. They can't kill Boko Haram. They can't protect us, so the military is out. We want a good democracy. We're heading to a revolution, if there's not a revolution already. Some people are just coming to the broadcast. You have to listen to the whole thing. Sorry. No questions. You can listen to it over and over again. I've streamed this live. I'm Kemi Olunloyo. I will have a few broadcasts after this and an update on Techno's voice box. Ayolabinjo is now on Instagram at Ayolabinjo, Davido's baby mama. The rest of the headlines, I don't know. I'm not reviewing the headlines this morning. The only headline that I need to know is the arrest of Deji Adeyanju. I'm not seeing it on a lot of TV stations, and I've told you, okay? I've told you already that the political and the media establishment is fraudulent. They probably wouldn't air certain things. The Metele, is that it? The Metele killings, the Boko Haram, the army was killed by Boko Haram and all that stuff. You block a journalist from Twitter and you expect me to report that? I was just watching the video of them killing the army. Stop it. Stop it. Unblock me. Then I'll start to report Nigerian military stuff. I have international connections. I can get your stories out there into where it needs to be. Somebody says, am I finished my PTSD treatment? No, I can never finish. I have post-traumatic stress disorder. I'm living with it. There's a section of it where you become a PTSD recovery, and then you become a PTSD survivor. I'm nowhere near survivor. I'm just trying to be strong. That's all I'm doing. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to come up with some other broadcasts shortly. I'm on YouTube until 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock this morning. It's 8:30 a.m. Thanks for joining me. I'm Kemi Olunloyo, CEO, HNN Africa, pharmacist, journalist, and PR specialist. Now what I want you to do, click subscribe, click notifications on the bell icon, and I want you to share my broadcast. Click share and move it to your Facebooks, your Twitters, your Instagram, everything. It's very, very important to share this broadcast. All your friends have to see. Have a nice day, everybody. I'm Kemi Olunloyo. Stay tuned. Be on standby. I have new broadcasts coming right after. I'm streaming them all live.